Now in Cavuto. Celebrations over there because this guy's numbers up. But over here, no one exactly dancing in the street because the numbers on housing still falling down. Why former Secretary of State and former Treasury Secretary George Shultz says when it is easier to topple a tyrant than turn this home things around, we could be in for hard times ourselves. Then these housing problems, a big problem for the guy living in this house. And it could help this guy evict him.
The Obama experiment has failed.
GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney here with his solutions for an economy he says is going nowhere. But if you thought the silver lining to all of this would be lower oil prices, meet the guy who says not a chance. Why you shouldn't get revved up because gas prices ain't exactly coming down, no matter how many dictators are brought down. And it all goes down right now. Hey, Momar, don't let the tent flap hit you on the way out. But as the world says goodbye and good riddance, why are oil prices getting to be an even bigger nuisance, actually jumping today? Despite this news, the Libyan leader was all but gone. Why is that, and should we be worried about that? Let's ask oil analyst Ty Young. Ty, what's really going on here?
Well, Neil, thanks for having me. And if the unrest in that region, the Middle East and Northern Africa, the oil companies that left as a result of the civil war happening, what actually they're saying is they're not going to send their experts in to help pump the oil out until the area is settled. And that may be months and years. The oil complexes, as they pump oil out, have probably been damaged in all likelihood as a result of this war. And the cost premium to get the oil out of that region is probably going to be dramatically higher. You add all those things together with the fact that Al-Qaeda fighters from Iraq have come to Libya to fight against Muammar Gaddafi. Does that mean that the government, once Gaddafi falls, is going to be Al-Qaeda? These are the things that we don't know.
That's
all those
a very
things
good point, Ty. Be careful what you wish for. You're exactly right. One of the things I noticed the enormous disparity. It's been this case for months now, and you've schooled me on this, between our oil, what we largely see as U.S. oil, West Texas Intermediate, and Brent North Sea crude, the oil, the latter, that's more directly impacted by what's going on in Libya. But that has remained stubbornly high, even as our West Texas Intermediates decline. What are we to take from that? What does it mean going forward?
Well, what it means is that, and the fundamentals that we're tracking have not changed. The demand globally has remained constant with emerging economies. The supply, given the Middle East here,
I'm sorry, Ty, but they offset what's happening in the Western economies that are weakening. If there's big enough demand coming from these new emerging markets in Asia, that's more than offsetting it?
I think so. And you add in that we're continuing to print dollars. Of course, oil trades in dollars. Right. We continue to print dollars with QE2, and I expect a QE3. That being said, with those fundamentals, more supply being diminished in all likelihood with what's going on in Libya, demand increasing, you add QE2 and possibly QE3, which I expect, as I said, devaluing the dollar, oil prices go up.
So even in the event of a global slowdown, one that sort of undid the whole 73 run-up when the whole world skidded into a recession, you don't see that happening here?
No, I don't. I'll tell you why. China and India have an insatiable appetite for fuel, so much so that the EPA shuts down the Keystone XL pipeline. China offers to pay to have that pipeline go all the way over to the Pacific Ocean and buy all the oil. We live in a different world than we lived at that time. Now, I will tell you, this problem is solvable. The price of oil and gas is solvable. We just have to choose to solve it as a country.
All right, Ty. Well put, Ty Young in Atlanta. Good seeing you again.
Hey, thanks, Neil.